Hey there, it's Kay from OK Quilting, and today I'm really excited to talk to you about something new I found. And we are not talking about quilting today. I know, what a surprise, huh? I started out my career in sewing in 7th grade home ec, and I learned how to make clothes and things. And I was never in 4-H or anything, and I only had home ec 2 semesters. I had it in 7th grade and 8th grade. But in high school and college, I made a lot of my own clothes. As I started having kids, that kind of dropped off, and I made a couple of quilts, and that, as you know, my second and third kids never even got quilts. I was just too busy to sew. But lately I've been wanting to sew again, not just quilts, but outfits and things. And I just hate having to get in the car and go to Joann, and it's about a 20-minute drive, dig through the patterns, find something I like, buy it, bring it home, iron all those dumb paper pieces so that they lay flat, cut out things. It's just a hassle. Okay, and the other option, you're going to say, oh, but you can buy PDF patterns online. Oh yeah, I've done that too. And then you have to print them all out, and you have to line them all up and tape them together, and then you have to cut them out. It's a hassle. And you guys know, I am lazy. I don't like that. So I bought myself a new toy, and it is called the Ditto. And the Ditto is made by the Singer Corporation, and it's being sold at Joann, and it's being sold at other quilt shops. So I got mine at the Yard Goods Center in Waterville, Maine, where Ken gave me a whole demonstration of it, and I was instantly sold. So what it is it's this spring-loaded pole, and it has a projector up at the top, and it shines down onto this special cutting mat that you receive, and that's how you calibrate it. It also, once you get the pattern in, you use these weights, and you cut it with the included rotary cutter. Okay, I'll be honest. I'm going to use my regular rotary cutter because it's a safety rotary cutter, and that's what I promised my husband that's all I would use. He got cut on one that I left out one time. Now the cool thing about Ditto is that you will also need to add a tablet. Now I have an iPad and I can use that just fine. They just recommend you don't use your phone because the screen's so little it's hard to move things around and hard to see. But you can use a cheap tablet. You don't have to pay a lot for a tablet. You do not need an iPad like I'm showing you today. And then what you do is you can buy a pattern. So most of their patterns are $12.99. Some of the designer patterns that are on the website are $16.99. When you pay $16.99 for a pattern, you get all the sizes, so that you can make whatever you want. And the subscription's the same way. So I signed up for a subscription, and until the end of August, you can get a Ditto subscription and put in the code BOGO 1 year, I believe is what it is, and you get 2 years for the price of one. So for about $104, I have a 2-year subscription with Ditto. And on there are all these patterns that I get to just use for free, which I think is awesome. And every month they come out with new patterns. And here's the secret. In January, they're supposed to be coming out with some quilt patterns. Now, I'm not really sure how that's going to work, but I wanted to be set up before January so I could try it out when it came out. So let's see. The price is a little steep. It's $7.99, so I know that that's steep. But for me, I had basically stopped sewing. So for me, it's a great thing because now I feel like I can actually sew again. And you know, the joy that it brought my grandkids this week. I made my granddaughter a dress. She wore this to her open house for kindergarten the other night. She would not take it off when she tried it on. And then you should have seen my grandson's face light up when I presented him with his Pokemon shorts. Now, the funny thing about that is that he immediately informed me that he needed a t-shirt to go with it. So I guess I'll be breaking out the Cricut today and making him a shirt. All right, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take this whole system apart and put it together so you can see me do it because it is easy to set up. I don't want you to be scared about that. They have done a great job. We are going to put this together. So it comes with these 2 big pole pieces. It has 3 of these cord keepers, has the projector and a cord, and a little level. So this is how it works. So you take the first piece, and this has the base on it. And this is adjustable, and you set that down, and we're going to put the top piece into it. Oh, before I do that, I forgot one thing. Boop. Before we put that together, we need to put the little level on. This was actually probably the hardest part right here, was getting the level on. Okay, there we go. So I want it down low enough so I can see it. All right, now we put the top part on. And you kind of push this in. It will snap, and then you screw it in so it's not going to come apart. And then what they say is to put it up against the wall, so it's about 1 foot out, and you set the bottom. And I'm not going to redo this. I'm going to be honest. This was the part that probably took the longest. But if you have it set about like this, with the foot part about 1 foot out from the bottom, it gives you enough leeway to actually attach it to your ceiling. All right, so now I've got the whole pole done. I'm going to actually go ahead and set that before I add everything else. So all I have to do is like squeeze down on it, and I'm going to get it set up as straight as I think I can. Okay, so now what I can do is I can use this little level, and they want it to be about 1 inch out from your table. I might be a little bit too close. Let me put it out just a little bit. And I've already got my mat sitting at the table, so I'm setting this up in the middle. So it's a what, 30? Yeah, it's a 36-inch mat. So I've got it set up at the 18 point. Now, honestly, I'm pretty good at just finding level if I just stand back and look. So that looks like it's tipped forward a little bit to me, so probably back just a little. All right, so now we are ready to put our projector on. This slides down. Oh, I probably had to slide that in when it was new too. Forget about that part. So it goes on upside down, and then it just spins around, and you put the cord on it. You know what, I think I want my cord to come this way, because that's where my plug is. And I'm probably going to want it up about that high. Now, we don't want these cords all over the place, so all these little cord keepers do is they pop in like that. Oops. I can stick one more down here. Oh, there's plastic on them. I hadn't even taken that off yet. Okay, so this one might have been a little easier to put in before I had it standing up, but that's okay. It's not that they're hard to get in, it's just that I have it twisted. There we go. Now, there's not an on and off button for this. It just plugs in. So I have a little, one thing that in my house I don't have a lot of are outlets. So I have a power strip over here, and I can just plug it in, and it will come on. I'm going to take a second and turn the lights down. There. I think that'll be better. The Ditto does not have an on or off switch. So you just plug it in, and then it comes on, and it starts doing this crazy thing on the mat. And that's telling you that it needs to be connected. So let me show you how you do that. So we're going to go into the Ditto patterns. And up here, we're going to go in and we are going to do Manage Projector. Now, I have already had this projector set up, but it basically does this every time. So it's searching, and it takes a minute. My Wi-Fi is not the best here. And I can just tell it to connect. So now what I have to do is, you can see, I hope you can see that there's a red line here. And the red line has to actually be outside the gray area. So I probably need to move this up a little bit. Oh, you know what, I have that, the cord is stuck down here, and that's going to give me a problem. I'm going to take this one out again, because I probably don't need that one anyways. Or not. There we go. Okay, so now this is the most important part, and where we have to get things calibrated. So I'm going to move this up a little bit. And it's possible, I might just need to move my mat a little bit. Okay. That quickly, guys, I now have the red line outside of my space. The next thing I have to do, all right, so now I can go back into this and I can bring in a pattern. So let's bring in the long shorts. So I already have piece 1. I need piece 2 on there too. So I would hold it down and drag it in, and then I can set it up. Now it's asking me to calibrate. So confirm setup and make sure that the red lighted rectangle shines on the white border of the cutting mat. So that's true. So now what I have to do is actually take a picture with my tablet. Getting the mat out of the way. It has to show all 4 corners. I think it's okay. Let's see. I have to allow access to my photos. Calibration success. So now I'm all set up. So now I have this pattern up. I can send it to the projector. And here it is. So there's my pattern pieces. I don't even have any fabric out. That's not a problem in this house. Let me grab some fabric. I'll grab something that's kind of plain. Now this piece cuts on the fold. So those of you who have sewn before will know that. You have to look for that on these pattern pieces. So I put my fabric down. I would probably maybe iron it first, you know, but why do anything crazy? I would line it up for this piece so that it's right on the fold. I would put my weights down and cut. All right, so as I cut, yes, my arm's getting in the way. You're supposed to cut from the other side, but that doesn't work in my sewing room, so I just make it work. How cool is this though, you guys? I mean, I really like it. Now, one issue is that now I don't have anything on these pieces to tell me what they are. So I got some index cards and I just write number 1. And after I cut out number 1, I just pin a number on it. It's not a big deal with the shorts, but with the little dress I made for my granddaughter, I definitely needed to know which piece was which. So that's the Ditto. I think it's amazing. I am going to show you some more videos coming up in the next few days with some of the other things with, you know, like putting in the measurements, but I got to have my friend come measure me first. But this is really amazing. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at okquilting, that's OHKAYE quilting @gmail.com. And make sure you like and follow me because I am going to be doing some more of these videos and the cool things we can do with the Ditto. All right, have a great day.